happy day, happy life, happy journey. I know it's kind of odd to say that right now, but it really is a happy day and a happy life and a happy journey. And we're talking about that today. So while we're building a little traffic, I'm going to just kind of riff a little bit. I'm super grateful to be here at Rythmia right now and to have the opportunity to talk to you and to share with you a little bit. And I am super excited to bring to you this download that I got this morning for our Facebook Live. And more than anything, so here's kind of the structure of today's Facebook Live. I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on at Rythmia and kind of give you an update. And then really anchor into what we can do during this time and what our work is as spiritual warriors, as light warriors and light workers. What is our work? What can we do when we're in our homes? How can we make a difference on the planet? And bring in some spiritual principle, because this is the time when we rely on principle. Principle is truth, and truth is always true, right? It's not sometimes true, it's always true. So we're going to anchor into the truth no matter what the appearances are. And so that's going to be our talk. So let's start with what's going on at Rythmia. So I'm here at Rythmia. We just said goodbye to our last guests. We had planned to close starting next week. And we got everybody here. We did the opening workshop on Monday. And by Monday afternoon, it was clear that we could not do ceremony and keep the standards set by the World Health Organization and the Centers for Disease Control, that we could not be, we couldn't be in good consciousness. We couldn't do ceremony, right? It's just not possible at this time. I want to take a look and see what everybody's saying. Hey, Cash, thank you. Maru, great to see you. Maiku, I love you. I love you. I'm so glad that you're here. Debbie, great to see you. Jen, thrilled, thank you. So, okay, so we decided to not do ceremony, and then we had guests here and everybody had to arrange flights. And so it was an interesting week as guests were here and dealing with their upset about not being able to do ceremony. But what was so amazing was that the medicine works. We say that the medicine, you start your journey when you book at Rythmia. And even though we weren't doing plant medicine, she was so present and teaching for each of us. The same principles that we use in ceremony applied, right? We talk about mind your own business and focus on yourself and be really aware of what you are experiencing and how you're feeling, because all of that is a sign of what's seeking to be healed within you. So guests that were dealing with frustration and upset and feeling like something was taken away from them got to come to a deeper realization that everything was working together for their good, and they were able to pivot and turn this situation into something beneficial. They actually were getting insights and downloads and realizations and saw the learning and the expansion of awareness that was available even without the plant medicine. So, you know, being here on property at Rythmia, you are in an energetic vortex of over 7,000 people having healed here, right? And so this energy that's here, it is palpable, and it was healing, the same healing energy. So really, really amazing. So the week, we just said goodbye to our last guest today at noon, and Rythmia is closed. It's crazy to see. And we're now in the point of really trying to help our employees, you know, making sure that everybody is able to get paid, and the Costa Rican employees that work so hard. So we're really doing a lot of work on our budgets and trying to make sure that we can get everybody taken care of during this time. So that's what we've been doing this morning. And it's really beautiful to see how everybody's coming together. The one thing this virus is teaching us is that we're all connected, right? We're all connected and we're all in it together. So it's beautiful to see supervisors taking pay cuts so that we could pay more of the line employees, you know, really amazing. That people were volunteering this so that we could all take care of each other. This is the opportunity that we have here and now, is the realization that we're all in it together. This is a spiritual principle that my growth is your growth, my good is your good, as within, so without, as above, so below. It's the spiritual principle of correspondence. And so we can anchor into this deep awareness that that we must be together, and that we're here for each one of us. We see a lot of hoarding going on in the United States, people buying so much food, and we need to anchor into this awareness that we're in it together. It's not the me plan, it's the we plan, and it's for all of us. And that in itself is an expansion of consciousness. That in itself is growth, right? When we begin to move from and this is what guests were doing at Rythmia. They went from being a victim, right? Well, you're taking something away from me this week, and they went to, I see the greater good, that this is the right thing to do. I can see the integrity in this decision. I can see that it's not just about me, but it's about all of us. Because people were like, well, we're here. If I have it, I have it. So we might as well do ceremony. It's like, well, it's not about that. What about the employees? What about the staff? What about the shaman, right? Like, so people started to expand their awareness from me, what about me, and to, oh, the greater good. Oh yeah, there's other people involved. Oh yeah, this is integrity, right? This is growth in consciousness. This is what the planet needs more than anything right now. So there's a little update on Rythmia. We are anticipating reopening on the 18th of April if everything goes according to plan. Of course, we will be keeping you updated as we know more. But right now, you know, before Jerry opened Rythmia, he bought this place and he kept the staff on and paid them for like a year and a half until we actually opened. And so that same care, that same integrity he is operating with now. It's really amazing to see in the midst of challenges, right? So now let's talk about the challenges that we're experiencing. And I know I can feel the anxiety myself. I noticed, what do we do when we feel anxious? We try, what I do, and I think we all do, is we try to numb ourselves, right? Like, I started noticing that I wanted to smoke again. I noticed, boy, I ate that whole bag of chocolate coconut balls that I get from Costa Rica. Like, okay, so let me be gentle with myself first and foremost. Waste no time in self-recrimination. Be gentle with yourself. And the first thing is to just realize, what's happening is I'm feeling some anxiety. How am I feeling? How is it making me feel? That's one of the big questions we ask here during ceremony. How is the medicine making me feel? Because how I'm feeling is an indication of the areas within myself that are looking to be healed. There's another spiritual principle there, the principle of the reflective nature of the universe, that we live and move and have our beingness in a creative medium that responds to our thinking. It's a relationship with this divine energy. And in that relationship, as with all relationships, whether it's the relationship with your kids, your coworkers, or your family, or your parents, all relationships are sacred mirrors, reflecting and revealing the areas within ourselves that are seeking to be healed. And so, how is it making me feel is the first question that I want you to ask yourselves, to really come back here, right? If I'm worried about what's going to happen in the future, I'm worried about the state of affairs, what is the government going to do, what am I going to do about my job, my kids, I'm in the future. So the first step is to come to the present moment. And the one great way to do that is anchor into how you're feeling and be with it, right? To be with how I'm feeling. Because the eating my chocolates or wanting to smoke, those are ways of numbing myself and not feeling what I'm feeling. A couple weeks ago in ceremony, a lady came out and she had lost her child in the previous year. And she was dealing with the emotions of feeling that loss. And she came out of ceremony and she said, I said, how are you doing? And she said, I'm feeling everything. And I know that the feeling is the healing. Oh, wow, that was such a beautiful and profound statement from someone experiencing profound loss, right? The feeling of it is the healing of it. So we don't want to suppress it. That is the suppression of it is kind of resisting it. It's running away from it. We don't want to go towards it and get hooked by it. We want to remain unattached. non-attachment, right? There's attachment that's going into it, oh, getting freaked out, letting the fear and panic and anxiety run you. There's non-attachment, like either denying it, everything's fine, I'm not gonna even, I'm fine. And that's disattachment. We wanna be non-attached, meaning there it is. How am I feeling? I'm feeling anxious right now. I'm feeling scared. Like, it's okay. But the feeling of it is the healing of it. The reflective nature of the universe, anything you're feeling is reflecting back to you the areas within you that are seeking to be healed. So where there's fear, there's an opportunity for love to emerge. Where there is anxiety and confusion, there's an opportunity for clarity and harmony to emerge. Where there is disorder, there's an opportunity for order to emerge. Where there's chaos, order is seeking to emerge. So that's what's seeking to be healed. So the first thing I want you to do is anchor into, how am I feeling? How is it making me feel? And then we can just be with those feelings, right? It's like poison ivy. If I have poison ivy, I've used this example before, but it's so profound. If I have poison ivy, I want to scratch it. I want to scratch that itch. That's going into it, right? If I have a feeling, I want to go into it. I want to scratch it. But when I scratch it, what happens? It spreads. It gets worse. And the same thing, when I have a feeling, if I'm scared and I go and let that fear run me, it builds. It gets worse. But if I can just observe it, not go towards it, not deny it, just be with it. If I can be with the discomfort of that feeling, like the discomfort of the poison ivy, then it heals itself. The feeling of it is the healing of it. So the first thing is just to anchor in and really center, how am I feeling? Now, the next thing I want you to do is to remember that the truth of this present moment, the whole idea is to become present, because access to the eternal now is in the now moment. We access the eternal now from the present moment. And so right now, right, here's the way that we can begin to mitigate anxiety and fear, is by anchoring into right now. Right now, I'm sitting in this chair. Right now, I had food. Right now, I'm okay. Right this moment, I have everything I need. I don't know about the future, but right now I have everything that I need. And so this is where I want, like, right now, are you okay? This second you're watching this Facebook Live, right this moment, we're okay. And that is the feeling tone, the feeling of it, right? That we must anchor, because the lower frequency conversations of fear, doubt, worry, lack, limitation, all of that can be a very loud conversation. And we have to anchor in consciousness the intention that we're going to carry. And that intention, the truth that we're anchoring, becomes the conversation that we're having. And the lower vibrational frequencies of fear, doubt, worry, and not enoughness, lack, and limitation, then they fade, because the louder conversation becomes, I'm okay right now. And since we do live in a creative medium, since the principle is that we are living in a universe that reflects back to us exactly what we put into it, then we want to be putting in those feelings of I'm okay, right? This is how we anchor and build moment by moment by moment. Right now, I'm okay. The next moment, I'm okay. There's a story of a lady that was worried about her. Reverend Michael told this story a couple weeks ago. A lady that was worried about her not being able to pay her rent, not being able to pay her car note, not being able to take care of her kids. And so she wrote a letter to God about all the things that she needed. And then she sat down in meditation, and God spoke to her. And God said, what do you need? And she's like, oh, I got that list. Hold on, let me go get it. She gets this list. God says, right now, what do you need? Well, right now, I don't need anything. Right now, I'm okay, she said. Okay. That's the moment we have to yes, we have all these things coming in the future, but right now, I have everything I need. Right now, I have enough. Right now, I'm okay. And we anchor that feeling. That's the feeling we're going to put into the universe. I'm okay. All is well. And then we build on it in the next moment. And we build on it in the next moment. And now we're building a consciousness of I'm okay. All is well. Moment by moment by moment by moment. And in this way, we become a channel for that which is seeking to emerge to move through. So when the title of this talk came, It Happens in Consciousness, it means that our work now is in consciousness. There might be a call to action at some point in the future. There might be a moment when we need to actually go give someone something to eat. We need to go be of assistance with a family member or our neighbor. And right action will emerge out of your awareness of it's all is well. But the first work is in consciousness. Consciousness precedes form. So if we're going to anchor a healing for this planet, it's going to begin in consciousness. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word became flesh. In the beginning, there was an idea. In the beginning, there was a vibratory frequency, and that frequency manifested into form. So if we're going to anchor and manifest all is well, if we're going to anchor and manifest everything is going to be okay, it starts in consciousness, and we have to feel it. We can't be just giving lip service to it, that all is well, but I'm really worried. No, that's why I'm asking you to start with right now, I'm okay, and really feel it. The universe is like a mirror, and we know that when we stand in front of the mirror, we don't have to do anything to get that reflection to come back. I don't have to persuade it. I don't have to pray to it. I don't have to beg it or cajole it. It just happens automatically. That is the nature of the universe. The other part of that example is that we know that exactly what we put in, we're going to get out. Everything that I put into that mirror is being reflected back to me in just the exact manner, right? Now, that's the nature of the universe. So we are anchoring in a feeling tone meaning I feel it, and a tone is vibration and frequency. So the vibration and frequency of my consciousness must be real. I've got to really feel that I'm okay right now. So I want you to really anchor into that right now. All is well, right this moment. And in that feeling of it, we are now expressing an energy into the creative medium of the universe, that reflective mirror, and that will be reflected back to us. And as the other Bible verse, where two or more are gathered, the consciousness is magnified. So we're not gathering anymore, but we are gathering in consciousness. And we know that at times of mass coming together in consciousness, for example, Ramadan or Lent, these moments where we have a world meditation day, these are moments when the consciousness is magnified. You've heard of the 100th monkey. If you haven't, it's a great book, but it's a study that was done in the 50s on these monkeys that were living in the unpopulated islands off the coast of Japan. And these scientists were feeding the monkeys sweet potatoes, and they'd come by in their boats and they'd throw sweet potatoes on the shore. And this one female monkey began washing her sweet potatoes before eating them. And little by little, the other monkeys on her island started washing their sweet potatoes, one by one. And when it got to 100 monkeys, the 100th monkey, all the monkeys on all the islands began washing their sweet potatoes. This is the power of the amplification of consciousness. We are indeed connected. And as we work together in consciousness to anchor the truth that all is well, everything is going to be okay. Right now, I'm okay. Right now, everything is working together for my good. Right now, all is well. Right now, I have everything I need. Right now. Right? When we anchor into that moment, we are amplifying the consciousness and the awareness so that we are holding that truth and that vibratory frequency. And the more of us hold that frequency together, the greater the amplification occurs. And then the 100th monkey is going to happen. This is the power of our work. As we are, quote, isolated at home, we can begin our work in consciousness. And here's the truth. It's all happening now. I love this example. If you look at, and it's really an apt example, if you look at a storm, a hurricane, for example, on the ground floor, it's chaotic. There's no order, there's no balance, there's no harmony. It's pure chaos. And let's say the next thing you're at 30,000 feet. right? And you're in a plane and you're looking down and you can begin to see that there's order. The houses are in rows, the streets and the grid of the city. You begin to see some order emerge in the midst of the chaos. And the next, you're in a satellite. You're looking down on this beautiful planet that we live on, this blue marble with white swirls and green patches. And it almost looks peaceful. The swirl of the hurricane, the eye of the storm, the cloud formations. So in that example, chaos, order, and balance and harmony are all happening at the same time. It's all happening now. Our job is to anchor into the awareness that right now it's okay, so that we can become a channel for the peace and order and harmony and balance that's already here to emerge through us. We become the 100th monkey. We become the channel for that peace and order and balance and harmony, that truth that we are one and that my good is your good and that we're in this together. That is the medicine that the planet needs. That's the medicine that we need. Love and kindness, joy and generosity of spirit. This work is our work as light warriors and light workers. And we can anchor this awareness together as we continue to stand in the awareness that all is well. No matter what the appearances are, all is well. What else can we do in this time to anchor this consciousness? This is the time when, historically, at moments like this, two things increase: sin and spirituality. Sin, quote, sin, meaning all of the things that don't necessarily support us in being avatars and open channels for peace. Alcohol, drugs, prostitution, gambling, right? There's nothing inherently wrong with any of those things, but they tend to be a distraction and they tend to be a numbing agent for us to not feel, right? And it's not that I have to eschew and reject everything like that, but we have to do it consciously. The next thing is people are turning to their spiritual centers, to their churches, to their synagogues. They're turning towards content online that is spiritually expansive and feeds their souls, right? And we see a huge increase in that. Places like Rythmia, right? We're gonna all be okay on the other end of this. We're gonna get a handle on it, and it won't always be like this. So on the other end of that, there's gonna be a huge upswing in consciousness. This is the awareness that I'm anchoring, that as this is a moment where everything is coming to a stop. When was the last time the world paused for a moment? This is the moment when we can take our spiritual practices to the next level. We need to be anchoring a loving heart. We need to be doing that through the invitation. We don't need to be. My invitation to you at this time is to increase your meditation, to increase your prayer, or start. We never have enough time, right? Now we do. Read good books that nourish your soul. Read that series of Emerson essays that I've been meaning to read. You know, this is the time when we can reach out to our friends and loved ones, call, talk to people, check in with them, check in on your neighbors. These are the ways that we can increase our loving and be an open channel for that peace and harmony and love that's already here, that's seeking to emerge in the midst of the chaos. So in the midst of confusion, in the midst of disorder, order and clarity is seeking to emerge. This is what I know to be true. And so we're anchoring this awareness together. So we've talked about a couple of things. One, how is it making me feel? Checking in with ourselves and becoming present to the now moment, getting off of object, what's happening out there, and coming back to subject, what's happening here. And being aware of our feelings, because as we feel them, we heal them. We talked about anchoring in an awareness that all is well right now, right this moment, the reality, and really feeling it, feeling the truth that I'm okay right now. Right now I have everything I need, and building moment by moment onto that awareness as we anchor each moment, we are participating and co-creating a field of awareness with the creative medium of the universe that is reflecting back to us that which we put in. So are we going to put in more fear, doubt, worry, not enoughness, lack, limitation? Or are we going to put in love, kindness, anchoring a true awareness that all is well and that everything is working together for our good, no matter what the appearances are? When the master teacher Jesus said, don't worry about appearances, he wasn't saying that appearances aren't real. He was saying that their unreality lies in our interpretation of them. So how are we going to interpret this? Are we going to interpret this as a sign that Armageddon is coming? Are we interpreting this as a sign that it was time to slow down and that there's something good seeking to emerge out of this? I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what it is, but it's seeking to emerge. Can I be a channel for that good to emerge? What can I do? How can I participate? We can participate in consciousness, and then right action will reveal itself. Out of that awareness, the next course of action will reveal itself. So our work is in consciousness. Our work is in anchoring an awareness of the truth, that all things are working together for our good, no matter what the appearances, that we are being constantly led to an ever-increasing good and an ever-widening field of awareness. How can we reinterpret things that are our external circumstances? Viktor Frankl was an American psychologist. He lived through the Holocaust. He lost all of his family in the concentration camps. And he wrote an amazing book called Man's Search for Meaning. And in it, he says that the only power that we have is how we are relating to our external life circumstances. Sorry. I just wanted to see, we've got a lot of comments coming in and I haven't looked at them. I'll get back to Viktor Frankl here. Aloha, everyone. Great to see you. Okay, I'm going to leave these comments for later because I want to finish this Viktor Frankl piece. So Viktor Frankl said, our only power is in our ability to respond to external stimuli. That's the only thing that they couldn't take away from him in the concentration camps, was his ability to respond. How was he going to respond to what was happening? That's our power. In fact, that's our ability to respond is our responsibility. It's our responsibility to respond to this situation with love in our hearts. It's our responsibility to respond to this situation by anchoring an awareness that there's only one source, one power, one life. It is everywhere present in its fullness. It is always good. It cannot contradict itself. And the more awareness I bring of that, the wider of a opening I am for that to express. We need to be like a landing strip for the divine intelligence to land in us. How big of a landing strip can I be? How wide of an opening can I be for good to emerge? That's the work that we do in consciousness. That's our responsibility, our ability to respond no matter what the appearances are. Because if there's confusion and chaos, order and balance are seeking to emerge. If there's fear and anxiety, love and peace are seeking to emerge. And our obligation, our responsibility is to respond with love, to respond with peace, to respond with our spiritual practices that help us anchor this awareness. So I'm so grateful, so very grateful to have this opportunity to share this truth, right? These are universal truths that the great sages have been teaching for centuries, for eons. And they're true because they're always true, and the truth resonates with the truth. So we are joining together in this moment and amplifying the consciousness. So I'm going to end with a prayer. And so I just want you to take a moment and take a deep cleansing breath. And we begin in gratitude for the breath. The breath is so loving. It loves us, it breathes us no matter what. We can be conscious of it. In this moment, we were conscious of the breath. But for sure, we're going to go on with our day and we're going to forget about it. And even when we forget about it, it's still breathing us. This is the truth of love, unconditional. This is the truth of the love of God, unconditional love. the love of the presence, the love of the mother, the love of the father, unconditional love, even when we're unaware of it. It's breathing us. There's good. There's good here. Let us see it. So I'm grateful to see this good in something as simple and profound as our breath. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this technology that allows us to communicate in the midst of needing to physically be apart. I'm grateful for the truths, the spiritual truths that have been taught throughout the ages that we can anchor into now. I'm grateful for all of the teaching, all of the healing that has happened here at Rythmia. And we begin in gratitude, for gratitude is the ultimate state of receiving, right? When we are in gratitude, our hearts are open and we can receive more good. So we step into gratitude. What do you have to be grateful for right now? Right now, I'm grateful that I'm okay and you're okay. Right now, I'm grateful that we have everything we need. Right now, I'm grateful for this opportunity to pray, that I can pray. So in this moment of gratitude, I recognize that there's only one thing happening, no matter what the appearances are. That one thing is good. That one thing is peace. That one thing is love. That one thing is order and balance and harmony. It's the nature of the divine, and it is what is in, through, and as everything. It is the unformed energy that releases itself and manifests itself into form. And its divine patterns are seen everywhere. We see the divine pattern of order, balance, and harmony in nature everywhere. We see the divine pattern of love in our very lives, for no matter what is happening, life is being created. Life is creating itself out of itself without ever depleting itself. It's all part of this cycle, order and balance and harmony in life. So therefore, life is abundant. Therefore, the nature of God is abundant. For the pattern of the abundance of the energy of life always creating more of itself is evident in the divine patterns expressed in the manifestation of nature. So I can see it around me. I can see the divine patterns. I can see the divine harmony. I can see the divine order. And I anchor now in the realization that I am one with it and you are one with it. We can't be separate from it. Right where you are, the presence of the divine, all the intelligence, all the love, all the abundance, all the health, all the wholeness, all the beauty, all the creativity, all the excellence, all the joy is right where you are. But it must be realized. I'll stop now for just a moment and remember that old philosophical chestnut. If a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it, does it make a noise? The metaphysician would say no, because sound must have a receiver to be realized and expressed. So we, knowing our oneness with the divine, open ourselves to be that receiver for good, order, harmony, balance, peace, health, wholeness, excellence, creativity are all seeking to express. Abundance is seeking to express. How big of an opening are we for it? How big of a receiver are we? We're grateful. And gratitude is the state of receiving. We're going to receive more now and be an amplifier, a speaker, an amplification for that good that is seeking to emerge. It's right here. It's right now. We are open to receive it and express more of it because we are one with it and can't be separate from it. As close as our breath, as near as our neck vein is the presence of the divine. It is the very nature of our being, for we didn't create ourselves. We were created from something. And that something is breathing us and beating our hearts. The very nature and rhythm of life is beating our hearts and breathing our lungs. And so I know we're one with it. And in this realization that there's only one thing, and it is the activity of God, and it is happening everywhere, it is happening as my life and your life, then I know that everything is unfolding in divine perfection. Everything is unfolding for our good, that everything is going to be okay, that the divine masters are surrounding us, all the angels and saints, all of our ancestors, they're all here with us. We open now to receive their benediction, to receive their blessing. It can't help us unless we ask. So we're asking now. Let us see it. Let us receive it. Let us be a channel for peace. Let us be a channel for more love, for more good to express on this planet, for more abundance, for more compassion, for more kindness. This is the prayer today. Let us see it. Let us be it. This is what we're going to be about. In a divine realization that we're one with all the power that there is, we allow that power to move through us and to be the very nature of who we are expressing in the universe. We become the personality of God. We become the garments of God. Ram Dass says we're God in drag, baby. That's what we are. Let us be the divine pattern representing itself for more kindness, more love, more joy, more peace, more harmony, more compassion, more health and wholeness and vitality. For the nature of God is vital, vital and alive, and we are alive. So we're just holding the whole world in this awareness right now, that right now, all is well. No matter what the appearances are, order, balance, harmony, and goodness are seeking to emerge. We become an opening for it now. In this moment, we are it. We're going to be about it. We're going to live this truth. We are this truth right here, right now. Right now, we are peace. Right now, we are love. Right now, we are abundance. Health and vitality, peace and tranquility, abundance and prosperity have already been given to us. Our acceptance makes it real and opens the space for manifestation to rush in. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, love. Thank you, beauty. Thank you, divine intelligence and wisdom. Thank you, angels and saints. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you. Thank you, teachers. Thank you. We're so grateful. We're so grateful that we had this teaching, that we've been taught by great masters, transcendent masters. We anchor their vibratory frequency right here, right now. And in this gratitude, I release this word. I know that the truth has been spoken, and the truth amplifies itself. As Isaiah says, this word shall not return unto me void. It shall go forth from my mouth and accomplish the task at which I set it out to do. More love, more peace, more joy, more harmony, more abundance, more prosperity, more health, more wholeness, more vitality. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it happening now. Do you feel it? Feel it with me. Feel the peace, feel the love, feel it. Become an amplifier for love and peace to exist and to express more and more on this planet. Become an amplifier for health and wholeness to express on this planet. Do you feel it? I feel it. I feel it happening now. It's all happening now, right now. And so it is. And so it is. It is done. And it is so. And so it is. Thank you all so very much. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity. And I will be probably doing some more Facebook Lives. I think I'm going to do more. I'm in such great love for you and wishing you all the best. Let me see if I can take a look at some of the comments. Kathleen, hello. Carlo, great to see you. I heard you had a great time in Peru. Gordon, wonderful. Laura, hello. Christopher, yes, we're praying for all the water on Gaia, absolutely. Kalpana, I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful for you all. And just sending you love and peace and joy. And we'll see you soon. Peace and richest blessings.